I'm ABC News radio entertainment correspondent David Blaustein, and my guest today is one of Broadway's biggest stars, having been one of the original cast members of Rent, and she won a Tony Award for Wicked. It is so great to be joined by the extremely talented Idina Menzel. Thank you for being here.
Oh, it's so great to be here. Thank you.
Glee, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal. It's such a big show and groundbreaking show. I'm really excited that they kind of gave me the opportunity.
And it's a perfect role for you. You know what was funny? The very first show that you were on, you don't sing. And I feel like people who pay attention to sports will understand this metaphor. That's kind of like putting Albert Pujols on a baseball field and asking him to play umpire. So I expect we're going to see you sing quite a bit.
Yes, you will see me sing. Yes.
And I'm not talking out of school. You are going to be on the show quite a bit, at least according to your website, at least 4 or 5 more episodes.
Yeah, exactly that.
And what I'm going to try to squeeze out of you now.
Yeah.
So are you going to become a permanent cast member?
I don't think so. No, I mean, I would love to, but I don't think so. I just have a really great arc, and they built a really interesting, complex character for me. But I mean, I might come back next season. I don't know.
I mean, I think the other question a lot of Glee fans have right now, are you Rachel's mother?
If I was, I couldn't tell you. I've been sworn to secrecy. It's
Why not?
very boring.
Nobody's paying attention to this. It's just 2 of us in a room. Nobody cares.
So I would love to tell you that. But I will say there are some big surprises, and I do get to sing a duet with Leah.
Now that's amazing.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
I don't know if TV sets around the country can actually handle that. I expect if I was watching a duet between the 2 of you, especially if Kristen Chenoweth got involved, the 3 of you, forget it. My TV could not handle that.
We couldn't handle ourselves. We just fill up the room.
Was this a show? As soon as you saw the show on TV, you had to say to yourself, "Man, I wish I could be on this show." Or this is what Why did they do something like this sooner?
Yeah, Tay and I were TiVoing it all the time and saying we were just so jealous of the show and how we wish we could have had a show like that, like when we came out of Rent or something, and so it was just so serendipitous that like I think my kind of peeps were talking to their people and it just happened, and now Tay's very envious of me.
I'm sure they could find a way to put him on the show.
Yeah, I keep kind of insinuating.
It's funny to me that you guys would even be talking about that because you are a huge Broadway star. You won a Tony Award. Why do you need to be on TV? Or is that just a stupid question?
No. First of all, it's a blast to shoot that show. And before I was on it, it looked so much fun. Also, we kind of, being New Yorkers and theater people, to have a show in LA that has that kind of energy and sort of the communal aspect, the cast, the rehearsing, the singing, the dancing, all that stuff that we love so much when we're here in New York, that just makes us feel more at home. So I think you really long to have a project like that that's so rare.
Is it kind of like being around the Broadway show? It seems like it would be very similar where people would be breaking out into song and singing and dancing on the side.
Well, yeah, I mean, they actually don't have time for that because they're literally doing it. They're being whisked around from an acting scene, then they go to a rehearsal studio and learn a choreography, then they're in the recording studio. I mean, they work. I have just a part-time thing. I come in and out, and but these kids are just on a crazy schedule, and they work so hard, and they're disciplined. I mean, they really deserve everything that they're getting.
And it seems like they're keeping it in the family. It seems like a lot of people on that show are bringing in other people. You mentioned, maybe Tay winds up on the show, but now Leah has Jonathan on the show, too, from Spring Awakening.
I think Ryan Murphy, the creator, he really appreciates Broadway talent. And that's another reason. It feels good, because like when you're in Hollywood, it's all about movie stars, and it's nice to be appreciated if you have a theater background.
There is sort of that thing, the Broadway thing and the Hollywood thing, and some people on Broadway thumb their nose at people in Hollywood, and people in Hollywood thumb their nose at people on Broadway. But we seem to be at a time where these 2 worlds are coming together and crossing over more so than ever, especially since Broadway seems to adapt everything that winds up on a movie screen.
Right, and all the movie stars come here and want to be on stage and do plays and everything.
The world is just coming to an end.
It's true. No, I hope not.
Can you tell us about any of the musical numbers you're going to do on Glee?
Yeah. Well, the one duet I do with Leah is a really cool version of Poker Face, the Lady Gaga acoustic version. She has one that she does on piano. It's kind of based around that, and it's a lot of fun.
Oh, that's the famous video where she's just sitting at that piano and
Yes.
she does it.
Yeah.
It's just like her in a room.
So we do it, but we have harmonies, and it's got a really cool arrangement.
Is that public knowledge, or are you saying that for the first time? Are we special here at ABC News Radio for you telling us
It's the
that?
first time I'm saying it, but I think it's a little bit out there.
You are going to be performing with the Boston Pops, is that correct?
Yeah, Boston Pops and some other symphonies. Like this past weekend, I was with the Jacksonville Symphony. It's the first time I'm doing this. Usually, I go out and I perform kind of with a five-piece rock band, and I've taken past tunes from shows that I've been in, songs from my pop album, some new jazz standard kind of stuff, and I had it all orchestrated for major symphonies and we're going to be doing like kind of summer outdoor venues, and I'm just really excited about it. It's kind of taking my music to a new level, and hopefully it'll help me kind of reach a new audience as well.
Well, I think Lee probably will help you reach a new audience.
That's true.
Which is interesting. I was watching some of your videos on YouTube, and you already have a pretty devoted fan following.
Definitely.
I mean, young girls and probably some young boys.
Yes.
It was hard to tell who scream at you
Yes.
while you're on stage. Is that
Yeah, they
distracting?
heckle me in a loving way. I don't know if
heckle
that's what's it? Not onomatopoeia, oxymoron, a loving heckle, but that's kind of what they do because I'm so down to earth with them on stage. I kind of talk about my life. I'm pretty intimate, and so then they feel sort of that they have carte blanche to kind of ask me things, while I'm on stage, and I have to, slap them around a little bit.
So I'm trying to sing here.
Exactly.
What is this thing with it? It looks like you are doing a haftorah on stage or something like that.
Yeah,
You've done
I
that.
used to.
You've done that a few times, right?
Yeah, it's a piece I've been working on. Yeah, because it originated from the fact that I had quit Hebrew school when I was, 11 or something.
You and me both, pal.
You did too?
Yeah.
See, it's different if you're a
Well,
guy,
I
though.
quit
A girl
yeshiva.
can quit.
I was in yeshiva.
Oh, okay.
I quit yeshiva in 5th grade.
I went and found a passage in the Bible, a story about this woman named Deborah, who was a prophet and a judge and a general. A really awesome story that a friend of mine turned me on to in the Bible. I got hip to this story in the Bible about Deborah.
Who doesn't? It happens all the time.
But anyway, so there's this wonderful prayer that has a beautiful melody, and so I took that and arranged music for it that's more contemporary, and I tell this whole story about something in my life that has to do with that, and so it's really cool, I think. But I'm not doing it with the orchestra. I'm kind of putting it to rest for now.
For now,
Yeah.
Are you putting it away forever? Or you just think you?
No,
you
I just don't want to
revisit it?
bore people. It's funny when you do live shows, kind of that thing of like, can I repeat a joke? Because you feel like, especially in this day and age, everything's on YouTube, so people see it. You can't just do your shtick, you got to keep things fresh all the time, and it's definitely a challenge. So people really feel like they're seeing something nobody else has seen.
Well, you have that set of shows coming up. Can we expect to see you on the Broadway stage again anytime soon?
I really hope so. I'm looking for the right project, and unfortunately, we live in LA most of the time. We're true New Yorkers, and but we're kind of there for work. And because of the baby, I'm not gonna, I don't like him to be away from his daddy.
Idina Menzel, thank you for being here. And you can catch Idina Menzel on Glee and in various other places. For ABC News Radio and ABCNewsRadio.com, I'm David Blaustein.